That was
I loved it.
a lot to take in. It was
That was
really good, a
good.
lot of good energy.
There's a lot to take in. Yeah.
I really do like what you said. I wish you could see you the way I see you. That
Yes.
is really really cool. Resonated with the ADHD thing because I think I suffer from that. I'm kind of scattered. I wanted to ask, what do you think could help somebody who may be having that issue? Like, for me, I feel like sometimes I'm not in the moment. And you mentioned like pausing, but yeah, sometimes it's hard to pause or just be in the moment and appreciating it rather than living in the future, which whereas Dave has said like is this anxiety, or living in the past where regret. How do you have any like recommendations for trying to be in the moment
He's
other
like,
than
No,
no,
pausing?
next question.
no, I'm terrible at it. Next question.
I was
No,
waiting
I'm
for a long
actually,
pause. That was your moment.
yeah. No, see, I didn't even pause for answering the question because we all got stuff to do. No, you've got two counselors here that you need to be asking because I need to be asking that question, Rex, not answering it. But no, yeah, it's a challenge, but yeah, I do think thinking more healthy helps you to calm your brain and just be more present. It's definitely settled this very high strung person down. So that's the closest I get to an answer.
Yeah. Man, there's just so many things you said that resonated with me, or reminded me of things I've been
Yeah.
through. Like,
You would like it. You'd like his book.
yeah,
It's very good.
just what am I thinking about? I remember, and I've told this story before, but there's been plenty of times early in my marriage with my wife where I remember coming home being upset about something and her being like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I don't know. No one's ever asked me that. I don't know how to even think about what's wrong. I just know that I'm emotionally upset and wrecked right now." So I think, do you have any like tips for like just maybe helping people learn how to think about that or actually analyze themselves or anything that worked
You know,
for
I
you?
think that's part of the, what do you think about yourself? You know, there's a exercise in the book where you basically, you name your Fred and then you write down those thoughts. And there's something so powerful about seeing them in front of you. For me, I type them out. I'm like, whoa, that was mean. Whoa, I would never speak to anyone else like that. Wow, that can't be. And then you categorize it. Is this fortune telling? Is this name calling? Is this shaming? So many people, you'll hear Fred makes himself a little too obvious. You'll hear people say all the time, I'm so stupid, or I'm so ugly, or I'm so fat, or whatever their thing is. So I think you write those things down and then you go, okay, like talk back to yourself. Or for me, I go, what would God say to me right now? Like, God would never call me an idiot. God, would never wipe out. Dave, your thing was you'll do a presentation and then you'll go, oh, that was snooze fest or whatever. That was always, this has been the biggest thing that's helpful for me for that is walking away, not Fred waiting in the rental car going, oh, you idiot. I can't believe you said X, Y, Z. That was terrible, or you didn't prep enough, or whatever the thing is. And so, Rex, I think it would be that. It's like, I don't think people teach us about our emotions. So I think just writing them down, what the messages we are, I'm going, oh, so if I had somebody riding in the car with me all day saying jerky things to me, it would impact me emotionally. If kids get bullied all day, those words impact them emotionally. So I just think writing those things down and then counteracting them with some different talk is super powerful.
That's such a great statement. It's like, where am I my own bully, right? I like that.
It's so mean. Oh gosh, people's, that when they come up and share with me, oh my gosh, there was just one lady and the only word I know how to describe her is she was effervescent. I mean, she was, if you looked in a room of 200 people, she stood out and she was a greeter. So she comes up to me and she starts sharing that her Fred tells her she's not attractive. Her spouse doesn't think she's attractive. He's going to leave her. And he's standing there right beside her, rubbing her on the back, going, it's not true. It's not true. Right. And so she was believing Fred more than her husband. So it's just so powerful to start questioning that maybe for something a lot of people. I can't say most, but you guys might say they don't question that.
Yeah, I'd say the two things that when you talk about that pop in my head are dignity and empathy. And those were some things I really had to learn when I got married. And I mean, my wife has been a blessing in my life, at putting up with all this stuff with me. And, but I just learning so much from her and learning to treat not only I guess treating people with dignity really does start with yourself. Like you're saying, don't let, get rid of Fred, get Fred out of your head kind of thing. And, or get a better Fred. That's more positive.
Yeah. Get a better Fred, get SMED. Well, and I think too, like when we're feeling like when we're being verbally abused a lot, like we're so much more needy of our spouse too. Like we're so, if you're feeling unattractive or you're feeling dumb, then you're seeking for them to give you a different message, and they don't know what to say, or that's a lot of responsibility to put on them that could take off them. Again, yeah, it's just, it's too much to need from them. They're not able to do that.
That's something.
And I'm really not a very attractive when I show up with Fred in my head, right? It's not like I'm going to draw him close to me.
Right. Oh, absolutely. You're right. It doesn't make us more appealing to our spouse for sure. Something
I've learned to do with that kind of thing, when you're saying, when you get needy, and that happens to me a lot, is I've learned to what am I expecting right now? What am I wanting right now? I'll stop myself and I'll do that. And then I'll put words to it and I'll tell my wife, you know what, I was hoping for this. I'm not saying that's right, but that's where my headspace was. And that seems to open up the conversation and actually talk about something, because I'm letting my guard down and I'm being vulnerable and I'm expressing expectation and I don't know if it's the right one to have or not. That seems to be something that helps me a lot.
Ooh, that's so powerful. I heard someone say the other day that they allow, actually a celebrity couple, Kristen, anyway, I can't remember their names, but I thought it was so powerful. They basically have given each other permission to say, hey, right now I'm feeling like I'm 8 years old.
That's great.
And then they go into it. And so we tend to have more empathy for children. And I just thought that is so powerful. So Rex, to your thing of going, here's what I was really wanting, is maybe start the sentence with, okay, I'm about to share something with you, but here's what I'm really wanting. So it's just that, but that's, on either end, just to go, hey, listen, I know I got frustrated with your response. But here's what I was looking for. And that's not fair for you, but that's the reality.
Yeah, good.
Wow. Well, Ted, man, we sure appreciate you again talking with us and then hanging on for a few minutes afterwards for a few more questions for us. So thank you for your time. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, do us a favor and take a few minutes to subscribe to our podcast and the Utah Marriage Commission YouTube channel, where you can watch this and every episode of the show. When you hit the like button and leave a comment, your feedback helps us improve the show. And don't forget to share this episode with a friend. You can also follow and connect with us on Instagram at Stronger Marriage Life and on Facebook at Stronger Marriage. Be sure to share with us what topics you want us to explore or what you loved about today's episode. If you want even more resources to improve your relationship connection, visit our website at strongermarriage.org, where you'll find free workshops, webinars, relationship surveys, and more. Each episode of Stronger Marriage Connection is hosted and sponsored by the Utah Marriage Commission at Utah State University. And finally, a big thanks to our producers Rex Polanis and Alexis Alcott and the team at Utah State University. And you, our audience. You make this show possible. The opinions, findings, conclusions, and recommendations expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views of the Utah Marriage Commission